My name is Jonathan Perlman, and I grew up in this city. When I was a teenager, Willie Stargell had a charge for us. We are family. I spent a number of years away from the city, going to college, working, but my heart belonged to this city. And I always bragged to people wherever I went that Pittsburgh was the friendliest city on this earth. And so I brought my family back. 8 years ago, I was called to be the rabbi of New Light Congregation, an historic congregation in our city, over 100 years old. And I got to meet the friendliest, what we say in Yiddish, the most Hamish people I have ever worked with in my career as a rabbi. They went all out for our congregation, and they volunteered, and they have so much energy in our small congregation that it was incredible for me to experience and watch. I want to address my fellow members of New Light and let you know that what happened yesterday, will not break us. It will not ruin us. We will continue to thrive and sing and worship and learn together and continue our historic legacy in this city with the friendliest people that we know. Yesterday, on our holy Sabbath, we lost 3 pillars of our community. 3 pillars of our community. 3 men who would give you the shirt off their back, who volunteered their time and thought of our synagogue night and day. And they were always the first ones to be there on Saturday morning. We mourn their loss. But I know that they would want us to continue onward. They remind me of the character that is described in this week's Torah portion, Parshat Chayei Sarah, a portion that describes our mother, Rebecca, when she is first introduced. Those of you who know the Bible may know it well. The servant of Abraham needed to find a new matriarch to marry Isaac, to keep the family going. And he didn't know where to find one. He found a young girl who brought him water after his desert journey, who watered all of his 10 camels and his servants as well, and who offered him lodging at her family's home. And he said, "This must be the one, Rebecca." Rebecca was the first volunteer in history. And that's what I saw in these men. That volunteerism that would not be matched, that extended beyond the borders of New Light congregation to working with the poor and the hungry and the needy. These three men, they cannot be replaced. But we will not be broken. We will not be ruined by this event. I want to conclude with a statement by the man who wrote these words in the backdrop of this auditorium. At the end, President Abraham Lincoln says, "We therefore take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion. We hereby resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain."